Welcome. This is a guest expert call with none other than Presidential Diamond in doTERRA, Jessie Reimers. Am I right, Presidential, or did you go double yet?
I went double. I was the
She
first in the family to do that.
She's the double one. She's here to speak very briefly about her new free program. Why am I focusing on this? Because I think, first of all, free anything is a great gift that you give to people because you cause them to thank you. You cause them to look to you for information and inspiration. Her program is called Deepen with the Plants. And I'm going to let her talk about the genesis of it and how it got started. I still have a few questions after that. But this, I think, is a really important catalyst and spark for your future creations if you're watching this. Hit it, Jessie. Tell us about how
Yeah.
it started, how
Thank
it.
you, Elena. 2020 has been a year of deep healing and coming home to myself for me. And I felt quite lost in my business and lacked passion and drive. And also understood that it was a season for me to really be with myself and honor that instead of just trying to drive something when I had there was nothing coming through to me. So I went deep into healing. I've been on retreats and I was doing yoga every day on Yoga Glow with you, Elena, and listening to Above and Beyond meditations and Sarah Blondin stuff. And then I went into a deep mentorship program with an incredible woman, Elena, who's just so grounded, does a lot of somatic experiencing and breath work and like shamanic guided journeys. And she invited me to join her and her facilitation team on a 10-day dieta of Noya Rao, which is the truth tree, the tree of light that grows in the Amazonian jungle in Peru. And when people think of master plant teachers, a lot of people automatically think of ayahuasca, which obviously has hallucinogenic properties and would not be appropriate to do a 10-day online remote dieta via Zoom, because obviously we can't go into the jungle right now. But Noya Rao is very, very different to that. Not hallucinogenic and very, very subtle, energetic, beautiful. Like I could definitely feel her with me in these 10 days. And as part of this,
female plant.
Just incredible, incredible energy and light and truth, known as the truth tree. And as part of this dieta, I was on a very, very strict diet in the week leading up to and the full 10 days during. Like it was basically rice, chicken, vegetables, pear, banana.
Can we define dieta quickly for the folks who might not know what that word means?
100%. So dieta is like diet of the plant. So the Shipibo people go into the jungle and literally we were learning from a Shipibo maestro, which was so incredible to learn from someone from that lineage who journeys with the plant. So his father, his grandfather was a curandero, which is like a native shaman healer or medicine man of the plants. And what they do is they go into the jungle and they like find different plants that they don't know about and they rub them all over their faces and ask the plants to, give them messages in their dreams and speak to them. And they would diet on the plants or dieta on the plants where they have a very strict diet and fast and just commune with that plant and basically receive the spirit and the energy of that plant, sometimes for a week, sometimes for a year, sometimes for up to 30 years. And so the energy and the spirit of these plants would speak to them and they would understand the healings and the teachings and facilitate incredibly profound healing and transformation with people through their deep lineage knowledge of the plants. Like learning from this Shipibo maestro was blowing my mind. But as part of this dieta, I was not able to use my essential oils because anything with fragrances or anything that was going to take us away from communing with this energy of Noya Rao was not in my space. And so for the first time in 6.5 years, I wasn't using and turning to my essential oils every day, multiple times a day. And I got to about 5 days into this experience and it was hurting me. Like I was loving communing with Noya Rao. And all of my oils are all around my house. I have some on my altar. I have them beside my bed. I actually put them away from beside my bed because it was causing me physical pain to not be using them. And I dropped into this like deeper layer of profound honoring, reverence, respect, and absolute gratitude for what these oils and plants have gifted me for 6.5 years. And I really recognize like the subtleties and of the way that they've supported me and how much of an ally they've truly been in my life. And I'm emotional now talking about it. I was so emotional. And I just felt like when I started doTERRA, you know, I was like, oh, use them for ant bite and, you know, my kids' tummy problems and to support my immune and feel less anxious and whatever. And had no understanding or concept of the subtle, energetic, profound experiences that I was having on an emotional, nervous system, energetic, spiritual level with these plants. I had no understanding of that.
Right.
And so that has grown over time as I've dived into, you know, learning from people like Vanessa Jean and Adam Barrelay and yourself and other leaders and books and, you know, all of these pieces and just my own personal experience, like seeing the subtle shifts. I'm a completely different person to who I was when I started doTERRA. I have changed emotionally, energetically, dramatically so through the use of the plants and things like breath work, yoga, meditation, all these pieces, deep healing. And so I was in the bath with a piece of the Noya Rao tree of light bark in the bath with me because we were able to actually bathe in this as well as drink the tea every night in ceremony. And I was in the bath 5 days into this 10-day dieta, and it dropped in like a lightning bolt through my heart. Jessie, you are supposed to teach the plants. Like, I don't care that you've been in pain and that things have happened and that, you know, people say this and that and that you're, you know, feeling lost and confused and don't know which way's up. I don't care. You're supposed to teach plants. I don't care that you feel like a fraud and that you think you don't know as much as Elena and other people that know so much more than you. I don't care. Like, we're done with your little stories. You need to teach the plants. That's a major part of who you are and what you are here to do. And then this immediate lightning bolt of inspiration jumped in to take people on a journey, which is going to take nearly 2 years because we have so many oils and blends, of deepening their relationship intuitively with every single oil and blend from A to Z. So we start with adaptive, and then second week is yoga oils because all of those start with A. And then it's Arbor Vitae and Aroma Touch and so on and so forth. And for those weeks, it doesn't mean don't use other oils, but make that oil the hero of that week. You know, maybe even have it on an altar. I've created a playlist called Deepen with the Plants to journey with that plant. And each week I will send out email and information on my socials and do a blog post about where that plant comes from, the source, the compact sourcing and where it comes from, some physical properties, but I'm mostly going to focus on the energetic, emotional, metaphysical properties, and then just create space and time for people to have their own experience, which will be unique for everyone because the way these plants work energetically and the spirit of that plant will come into our lives and into our bodies and into our systems and give us the lessons that, you know, that we need to receive or just bring through what it wants to bring through for us. And so I encourage people to keep a journal of that and to share their experiences on my socials and with me so I can, you know, make a space for that to be shared. Other people having incredible experiences with the subtle energetic shifts. And it's going to take a tuning in. It's going to take an awareness of subtleties and a bit more presence and a bit more honoring and reverence and respect rather than, you know, kind of just chucking them on and going about our day. It's like, let's become deeply present and attuned to what's going on and how we actually feel when we put adaptive on our wrists and over our throat and on our feet, and when we lie down or sit in stillness and take time to actually be with that plant and receive what it wants to bring through for us. So I can feel the magic of this. I can feel the potency. I can feel the shift of what's going to happen for people journeying deeply and creating a relation, an actual, you know, a stronger relationship and connection with every single oil and blend over nearly 2 years. I think you might be on mute.
I just got really excited about this. Like I have a feeling that this is going to make a huge difference for a lot of folks, not just business builders, but customers.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like for me personally, I feel like I get into a little bit of a habit or a routine of using a specific amount of oils. Like I tend to balance in cedarwood and juniper berry and, you know, a couple of other like digestin if my tummy's whatever. But I don't really have a relationship with things like celery seed or spikenard or, you know, some of these others that I forget about. Even turmeric, I haven't really used it much. And I don't really.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I feel like it's like for my own personal deepening, this is massive. Like it's a gift to myself that I'm excited for. And to be able to share that journey with anyone from anywhere in the world, any team, it's totally free, is I think profound. And I'm really excited, and I'm glad that you're excited and that you share the joy in this creation that is like just pure passion, inspiration coming through from the plants, like a gift from Noira, a gift from the truth tree through me to all of you.
To every one of us.
Mm-hmm.
I just have two questions. The first is, each week there's a new oil, or is it each month?
Each week.
Great.
So we'll start Monday, the 4th of January, 2021.
Yep.
And that week will be adaptive week. And then the following week will be the yoga collection. And so we'll journey for a week with each oil. Otherwise it would take years and years, which would be great. But we're going to start with a week's journey.
The second week is the yoga collection.
Yeah, second week of January.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
That is the only week where we're journeying with 3 blends together, just because I feel like they can be used so harmoniously together. And it's such a beautiful collection. So we'll be doing things like, you know, I had this drop-in come through where we put anchor on our feet and a line over our heart and arise or ascend on the crown of our head. And then we like go and either sit in stillness or stand directly on the earth and breathe 5 breaths up from the earth into our heart, and then 5 breaths down from the heavens into our heart, and then 5 breaths from the heavens and the earth into our heart at the same time. And just something as simple as that, you know, for those of us that don't do yoga, I have loved my yoga journey with Elena. It's the first time where I've been able to really drop in and actually love and do yoga. Wow. I previously was not the biggest fan. But for those of us that don't do it or you know, aren't feeling it, you don't have to be a yogi to really drop in with these really special oils and come home to yourself. That is a big theme of this program as well, is coming home to yourself and coming home to the plants and actually allowing nature and the plants to hold us and support us, and really dropping into how much of a capacity she does have to really hold us and love us and support us, how much of an ally she is.
Incredible. The second and final question is, if you were to point to one particular aspect of your experience with that plant, Noyoro, maybe it's a moment, maybe it's a sensation, maybe it's a part of your body, what was the biggest realization from that time with her?
The biggest thing was the level of clarity and the level of cutting the distractions or the things that pull me off path and purpose. Like, I am so deeply aligned with who I am and what I'm here to do. And I think the level of trust, the level of knowing of actually how guided and supported I am, like the fact that Noira Truth Tree came into my life in this time via Zoom, and I was able to learn from a Shipibo maestro from a lineage of literal plant healers that commune with plant spirit. Like, I'm so guided, I'm so supported, I'm so clearly meant to be here doing this work of the plants. And so I think just the level of clarity and the level of trust that I'm held, and the plants just are like, this is who you are, this is what you're meant to do, and we're supporting you to do it. Like, you just get to be held, surrounded by light, surrounded by, like, the truth tree is at your back. It's go time. Let's go change some lives.
I feel this so strongly. I'm so thankful that you've taken the time to explain this. I'm thankful for all the weeks of all the learning that is coming in the future. And I just want you to know how proud of you I am. And I'll close with this. Your softness and your listening that you practiced throughout that time, that dieta, is felt. Like, you feel different.
Mm-hmm. I feel different.
It's kind of the person I always saw in there is now out.
Yeah, I feel like the other piece is my heart is like so deeply open to loving and being loved. Like, my capacity to love has increased exponentially in my capacity to receive, and it's no longer guarded by so many walls of like pain and hurt and heartbreak. You know, my capacity to journey heartbreak is immense, and so I no longer have this fear of my heart breaking, because I know that I can journey that and create and show up through that. So I definitely feel a softening, a dropping into my like full woman.
Yes.
It feels like a stepping into like actual adulthood. I just turned 30 in September, and like my full woman is here. I've journeyed Saturn return, and yeah, I've come home to myself. And there's always like layers and other things, but it's like, it's deeply relieving to be in this space, and I'm just ready.
As your de facto Jewish grandmother, I also am very relieved to see this in you.
I appreciate that. I appreciate all the support, the love that you've given me, the patience with my journeys and my tantrums and with my pain, my little girl.
I could not be more honored to have been there for you in any fashion at all. So, all right, so here we go. Let's leave the folks a link so that they can get connected. No matter when you start, this is all there for you.
100%. Like if you start halfway through next year, it doesn't matter. And then you can go back to the beginning and do whatever you want, or, you know, join us for some weeks and just journey the way that you want to journey and feel called to.
Yep. Genius. Give us the link.
Will do.
Get a fresh start.
Yeah, if you go to my website, www.getafreshstart.com.au, right on the menu up the top is Deepen with the plants in the top right corner. So you can click on that. You can read about my journey with Noya Rao. You can click on that. Just enter your email. That's all we ask for, just your email, so we can drop in and give you the information every single week. And then just follow Jessie Reimers on social media. This information will be on my Instagram and Facebook, and you can just join in and have so much fun journeying the plants, deepening with the plants with us.
And lastly, getafreshstart.com.au, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay, yes. I just want to make sure we have it right. I thank you. I'm so proud of you. And I'm so happy to be your friend.
Appreciate you. Much love.
Totally.